The French Bulldog is fast becoming one of the most popular little dogs around. You may have been checking out prices and finding they make your eyes pop out on stalks. You've probably noticed Frenchies cost quite a lot more than many other dogs and wondered how this can be. Indeed. Why are French Bulldogs so expensive? The French Bulldog is expensive for a combination of reasons. A breeder usually pays a hefty stud fee. Often artificial insemination is necessary, which is a costly procedure. Then, a French Bulldog usually has to undergo an expensive C-section because giving birth naturally is problematic. Impregnating a French Bulldog can take several attempts, so when you add up the costs of producing French Bulldog puppies and then include their vaccination fees and food costs, you begin to understand why they are expensive to purchase. The French Bulldog is a popular breed. The French Bulldog is fast becoming the most popular dog breed in the United States, Europe, and Australia, amongst other regions. There is a very good reason for this. The Frenchie is a breed that is popular amongst families as it is very good with children, other pets, and doesn't need much exercise. It makes an ideal dog for those people who live in apartments or can't get out much. These 5 reasons make the French Bulldog so expensive. Breeding difficulties. The French Bulldog has been crossed so many times with several breeds over the last 200 years or so that it is surely not a dog that nature intended to exist. Indeed, and arguably, if humans and our scientific know-how weren't so far advanced as it is, then the breed might not exist at all. In the majority of occasions, around 80%, the French Bulldog is unable to naturally reproduce. Due to the size of their hips, the male is unable to mount the female. Therefore, artificial insemination is required. The problems don't end there though. As the birthing canal is quite small and the French Bulldog's head is quite large, there are obvious complications relating to the birthing process. Therefore, a cesarean section is required to deliver the litter. Let's just look at these 2 major problems. Finding a stud and artificial insemination. Typically, a breeder will find a stud who will provide the sperm. They don't usually keep a stud on site but lease them. Finding the right stud is a critical part of the process, as the breeder needs to have confidence in the health of not only the stud but of the stud's parentage and also its history. Stud fees are very expensive if you want quality, and it's quite common to see prices in the range of $500 to $2,000, and overnight shipping can easily add another $200. For the breeder though, the costs, and potential risks, have only just begun. Firstly, unless they've been properly trained in artificial insemination, they are not going to do this themselves. They'll need to get the sperm checked by their vet and also get them to perform the insemination. This can cost around $100 but seems to vary considerably. The birth. Unfortunately, due to the narrow birthing canal and the large head of the French Bulldog, natural birth is problematic. Therefore, to deliver the puppies a cesarean section is required. The mother is put under general anesthetic and the procedure takes about 90 minutes. This is not a cheap process and adds to the breeder's costs. Again, the prices vary and you will see the procedure advertised between around $500 to $2,000. Of course, this procedure has risks, despite being so common. Firstly, for the mother, there is a fatality rate attached to the general anesthetic. It's not high, but the risk is still there. In fact, the actual number is believed to be a 0.17% fatality rate, according to research performed by Broadbelt DC, Blissett Kilojoules, Hammond R.A., et al. Then, when the litter has been born, veterinarian nurses may need to resuscitate the puppies, and of course, not all may make it. Another big factor in this operation is, of course, the operation can't be repeated, time after time. The mother can really only go through this process a maximum of 2 times. The reason for going into this level of detail is to emphasize the risks the breeder has. I've said it before, but they really have no guarantee that the money they are paying will yield any kind of return. The first few weeks. Assuming the litter was delivered okay and the breeder now has several French Bulldog puppies, the next stage can begin. The next few weeks a lot depends on the mother and how she cares for the young. Unfortunately, problems can occur due to the fact that the mother didn't deliver the litter naturally, and sometimes the normal motherly instinct won't be as strong as it is with a traditional delivery. What this means is that some puppies may not receive all the attention that they would normally, and this can result in them becoming undernourished. These first few days and weeks are extremely important for the development and continued health of little Frenchie. Their growth rate, and final size, can be impacted by this short period in their life. Due to the importance of this period, the breeder will need to keep a close eye on proceedings. They will, if possible, let the mother do as much as she can, but if they feel that one, or some, of the puppies are missing out, then she will need to take over and potentially care for the puppy herself, preparing the puppies for their new home. During these first few days and weeks, the breeder will need to advertise the puppies using whatever method they prefer and potentially engage in a lot of communication with potential buyers, weeding out the time wasters. The puppies will need to see a vet and get all their vaccinations taken care of prior to them being handed over to their new home. More cost. A brief history of the French Bulldog. In the middle of the 19th century, and due to the onset of the Industrial Revolution, that started in the United Kingdom, a lot of the manual workers in England needed to try and find employment elsewhere. For a lot of these people, that was France, and several of them took their bulldogs with them. These dogs were suited to their new environment and settled in immediately with the French. The breeders of the day weren't fussed about who the dogs mated with. So, numerous types of terrier, pugs, and griffons contributed to the gene pool. All this crossbreeding had a major impact on not only the appearance but the personality of the dog that we know today. When the physical appearance became obvious, a new breed name was born, the Terrier Bull, and this breed would have looked very similar to the French Bulldog we know today. As the breed's population increased in the latter part of the 19th century, breeding clubs began to become interested. It was in 1888 that the Club du Bulldog Français was founded, and a few more years after that the French Bulldog was formally recognized. A French Bulldog will cost you around $4,000. The cost of buying a French Bulldog from a reputable breeder will cost you, on average, from $2,870 to $4,650. Summary. Hopefully, this article will help you appreciate why reputable, professional breeders have to charge so much for a French Bulldog puppy. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money to bring little Frenchies into the world, and this is not without risk.